Okay, what's up, everybody? Good morning. Welcome to a Friday edition of Morning Scone presented by Brock, the Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic, Hudco Roofing, HudcoRoofing.com. Do business with someone you know, Hudco Roofing, HudcoRoofing.com. We are back in the homestead. Flew home yesterday. What a travel day we had. I'll tell you about that momentarily, and we'll recap SEC Media Days. Excuse me, let me remind you, YouTube, please take a quick second, smash that like button, subscribe up to the Matt Moscona channel if you've not done so yet, and Facebook, please like the Matt Moscona page and share the post if you've not done so yet. We appreciate that as always. So yes, yesterday was a high-anus travel day. So actually started off okay. We finished off SEC Media Days coverage and headed to the airport in plenty of time. The four of us, me, Hester, T-Bob Rivers, had lunch at the airport. We all had a burger at the Longhorn Steakhouse, which was lovely. And then we got on our plane, departing for New Orleans, and we were smooth sailing. But bad weather in New Orleans. Apparently there was power outage at the airport. Generators had to kick on. Well, we didn't have enough jet fuel to just circle New Orleans until the storm passed. So they just diverted us to Houston. So we fly right over New Orleans, head to Houston. Land there, they decide, okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to just refuel and head back to New Orleans. Okay. One slight problem is that pilots are only allowed a certain amount of hours in the air per day. As you may well know, it's federal regulation. And our pilots had eclipsed that number, reached that number, so we had to get new pilots. So we're waiting on fuel and new pilots, and then some people to get off the plane because now their travel plans have been diverted, etc. We sit on the plane for 2 hours. During that time, the flight attendants had a water service. They brought everybody water and snacks. And T-Bob, who was sitting across the aisle from me, clumsily stood up, not recognizing that the flight attendant was right next to him, and he knocked the tray of waters all over me. Yeah. Finally, pilots show up, we get fuel, we head back to New Orleans. We land, thankfully. We get off the plane, which was destined for Austin, and as we get off the plane, a middle-aged couple, probably in their late 40s, early 50s, early mid-50s maybe, they stop us and tell us, they've been following us on Twitter the whole journey and all that sort of stuff, and so we take pictures. Well, these two people had been, I guess, chatting with two young ladies who had been well served while they were waiting on our plane. So this was a 4-hour fiasco, diverting us from New Orleans to Houston, waiting for 2 hours, and flying back to New Orleans. A 4-hour fiasco. And I guess the two young ladies saw us taking pictures, and so they came up and they asked T-Bob, with me standing there, is he like your dad or your agent? Talking about me. I'm like, maybe I shut the hell up. How in the world could you think that I'm T-Bob's dad? Anyway. Then we proceeded to get in the car and drive home. And thankfully there were no more challenges on the final leg of the journey. But yesterday was not a great travel day. Anyway, all right. It was good week at SEC Football Media Day, so fire away with your questions. we'll say some good mornings here, and I'll recap media days. We will get today the media's projected order of finish and the preseason All SEC teams. That'll be released today, so we'll talk about that for certain on AFR. And yes, I see Shelby's question: are you going to have LSU baseball draft talk today? Absolutely. Terrio will be in studio today, so we will absolutely run through the draft and how it went, all that sort of stuff. So. All right, Kelly Gross, good morning. Hey, Dad, good morning. Henry Gordon Bennett, if the NCAA allows unlimited transfers, why wouldn't every single high-profile player enter the portal every year? Highest bidder wins, go Tigers. Yeah, it's not realistic to think everybody will. And quite honestly, Henry, so what he's talking about is that the NCAA Council has recommended a multiple-time transfer waiver. But that's happening right now, Henry. Like, every player that's tried to transfer, like, they just apply for the waiver, and it's basically been a blanket granted waiver. So the transfer portal essentially would no longer be just a one-time, transfer opportunity. It would be unlimited. Let's see. Henry Gordon Bennett. Oh, sorry, I just read that one. Ron Ritchie, Regina, Cyrus, Heine, good morning. Brian Wynn, Stephen Fry, Bob Poole, Kirk Taylor, Brian Broom, David Coslin, good morning, y'all. Tony Cortello, first day of fall practice is August the 4th. That's when LSU will open a fall camp. Kippers, what Rouses are you at tomorrow? So it's the Rouses in Denham at 10 a.m. to noon. Michelle Southern's doing a remote. I am not formally involved, but I may pop in. They're doing a whiskey tasting. So it's like they're going to have a Van Winkle Lot B, a Weller 12. The one I really want to try is the Old Forester 150th anniversary. So, and there was something else too. I mean, they got some good stuff, like some real unicorn bottles. Letty Moss, T-Bob Moscona. Matt Abear sounds more apropos, but T-Bob Moscona is definitely funnier. Mike Honcho, happy Friday brown water time this evening. Okay, all right, Mike Honcho. Randy Bennett, Bart St. Germain, good morning, y'all. Cody F., Tim Gotro, Larry Garner, Jeremiah Hardell, good morning. Jason Mobile, please tell me you saw Jimbo explain about NIL being different in different states and how players aren't offered contracts. He is such a sleazy car salesman. What Jimbo is doing there, Jason, is tap dancing around with semantics. So NIL laws are different in different states. For example, until Louisiana just amended its NIL law, the formation of a collective was not allowed. And also, members of the football program or administrators could not direct players to NIL opportunities. That's been changed. That was already allowed in Texas. So theoretically, in Texas, it was legal. And this is why Jimbo would say, we didn't break any laws. That's because in Texas, it was legal for a coach to say to a kid, hey, go talk to, here's a phone number, call this guy about an NIL opportunity. And so when he says the players aren't offered contracts, I guess semantics, okay, maybe you could say that that A&M's not offering them contracts, but they most certainly have offer sheets from business owners for NIL opportunities. Absolutely they do. So he's getting caught up in a game of semantics there. I don't know why he doesn't just own it. I mean, he's doing the thing that everybody's pushing back against, which is using NIL for recruiting inducements. But what's happening now is everyone's being forced to play that game, Jason, and LSU's playing it too. Leandra Lewis, Larry Garner, Big Boy 46, Shane O'Mac, good morning. Football right around the corner. Yes, sir. Brett Dagro, Brandon, good morning. What it do, Scone? Hudco Roofing, going to be getting some phone calls in the next couple days after this mess. I know that weather this morning, like, it woke me up. All the thunder and the lightning, it woke me up this morning. So, yeah, man, would highly recommend. You know what? Let me do that. Thank you for the heads up on that. Why is our website not loading? Well, HUDCO website's not loading right now. I think I have an idea as to why, which could be pretty fun. But anyway, in the meantime, you can call 364-1007, 364-1007. Good question. So T-Bob's slightly less attractive cousin. Sup Scone. We shouldn't be worried about Michael Thomas on PUP list, I guess he's asking. I am not, I'll say this again, I am not in any way at all concerned about Michael Thomas starting camp on PUP. PUP is physically unable to perform list. So basically, there's a series of steps you have to go through before you can reassimilate into practice and then play. If you're on PUP, you have to practice for X amount of time before you can play. I don't care if Michael Thomas spends the max amount of time on PUP. I think we might have talked about this yesterday. We've seen videos of Michael Thomas running, cutting, doing it full speed. We've seen it all. There's just no reason for Michael Thomas to go practice when you can have 6 more weeks of him getting healthier, stronger, better conditioned, all that sort of stuff. There's just no reason to have him start camp going full speed if you don't need him to. Don't be a square, hit the like and share. Yes, sir. Matt Lusto, good morning. House in shambles, post demo for renovation. Haven't heard any SEC Media Days content besides a hellish flight home. What did I miss? Well, you're asking me, Matt, to consolidate 4 days into a very brief synopsis. What I'll tell you is Bama and Georgia far and away best in the league. Nobody has a really strong sense of who's going to finish second in each division. Ole Miss's schedule is a cakewalk, so I would lean them because of schedule. Arkansas' schedule is hellacious, which is why I think they probably take a step back. And most people were very impressed by Brian Kelly. Damon Gilmore, Chad Vicknair, Raymond, good morning. Don, Clue out, 504. Let's see. Saw you had a great flight yesterday. LOL, I could only imagine. Yesterday, if you were not here at the very start of Morning Scone today, I did recap our travel day yesterday, which was filled with many challenges, annoying challenges. Just suffice to say, we would have been better off. Power went out. Hang on. Our power went out? I know. That's what I'm saying, Sean. Our power went out. I want to make sure that our generator kicks on. It's supposed to. I don't think there's anything I have to do. Oh, that was so cool. It worked. It worked. That is so cool. Y'all got to see it happen live. Oh my God. Oh my God. Now, unfortunately for Facebook, they didn't get to see it because oh wait, are we back on live Facebook? I think so, maybe. Facebook, are we still live, Facebook? I think we are. I think we're good, right? No? Maybe? Are we good? Y'all gotta let me know. Hit some comments real quick and let me know if we're still live. Like, YouTube, let me know if we're still live. Facebook, are we still live? Hit a comment and let me know if we're still live. Bro, how freaking cool was that? I mean, not that we lost power, that stinks, but like the fact that the first time we ever lost power since we had our generator from Shoots, I'm doing a live stream and boom, y'all got to see the thing kick on within a minute. That is so stink. I can hear it running. I can hear it running outside the house. That is too cool. Well, I don't think Facebook, I actually don't know if Facebook is still live. I don't think so because it says we're offline, but it's still saying live. Anyway, okay, we're not live on Facebook. That stinks. Sorry, Facebook. Well, no, Jason, this trophy would say Facebook is garbage. The reason is because my phone, YouTube is on my phone, so when the internet went out, my data picked up and just carried the stream. But on my Surface, I don't have data on my Surface, so we have to be connected to Wi-Fi. So when Wi-Fi went down, oh, we're back online. Okay, good. Okay, good. Let's see if Facebook picks back up. Let me know if we're still live on Facebook. I think so. I think we're still live on Facebook too. Wow. So it shows it's still running. Okay. That was sensational. I am absolutely clipping that and that as a freaking phenomenal ad. Are you kidding me? Oh my gosh. And I mean, I got to get going. Well, no, I got about 5 more minutes. Shout out to Shoots Electric. Shout out to Shoots Electric. Get you a Generac from Shoots Electric. CESofLA.com. How about that? Okay, back to questions. I'm blowing you a little quickly here because now we're a little short on time. I got to get Drew up and get him to school today. Sean Comiskey, good morning. Did you get to interview or ask Billy Napier any questions? I did not. So, it's really weird how it's set up sometimes. Because most of the day, so because I was on live from 4 to 7 Eastern, the last school usually finished up late or early in the 3 o'clock hour, when the coach finished up at early in the 4 o'clock hour. So my first hour East. So I was basically doing the show while the event was over. So the challenge for me is I have to record all day. I mean, I have to be available so I'm like, there's, a 6 to 8 hour period where I'm just ripping and running, getting anybody when I can, where I can, how, you know what I mean? So when Napier went, I think I was on Radio Row recording interviews with players. And so I missed him live. Let's see, Apollo Balboa, more to Matt, which quarterback starts against Florida State? I'm still going to say it's Jaden Daniels. Again, that's subject to change. I'm going based on the fact that I think they're going to go with the most veteran guy to start week 1. I don't know. I think we're going to see all 3 play, but I would pick Daniels for week 1. Wendell Norman, Rapping Batches, Kyle Milliken, more to Matt. Who are a couple of media people you met in Atlanta you were impressed with, or a few that you already know that you only see media dates that you like? Yeah, well, Chuck Oliver's a great friend of mine. Love the guy. Get to see him every year. Last year we got to meet Jake Crane, Blaine Crane, and David Cohn from Crane & Company. They were a J-Boy show, but we met them last year. Really cool. Got to meet Chris Marlowe this year. He's with Saturday Down South. He also does stand-up comedy, you can tell. He's a different kind of cat, but I really enjoyed meeting him and sort of his approach and how he does sports, which is really fun. Just a lot of really talented guys that I enjoy getting to know. The Texags guys, I really like David Nuno, and Billy Lucci's obviously a friend, and I always enjoy when I get to see Billy. I'm leaving people off, but there's always people I get to see at this that I enjoy. Our friend Caroline Fenton, who is LSU alum who interned at ESPN and now is hosting afternoons, co-hosting afternoons in Nashville on 102.5 in Nashville. And I sort of ceded Locked on LSU to her whenever I left that podcast. Got to see Caroline this weekend. So, and then all like the SEC Network people. It's always good to see like, Chris Doring and Peter Burns and all those guys are really good friends. That you get to see just a kind of you talk to them all the time, but you only really see them at stuff like this. So. Has Dan Mullen found another job? I think, Brad, I think he's sitting out this year, and I think he'll be a head coach again next year. Wendell Norman, after the SEC meetings, what team stock improved? For me, I think it's Ole Miss, just because, honestly, Wendell, I believe Lane Kiffin's is a good enough offensive play caller that they're always going to score points, and then look at their schedule. I haven't looked at their schedule yet, and it's like, oh, like they have a legitimate chance to start the season like 8-1. I mean, I'm not saying they will, but I'm just saying if you look at the schedule, you go, oh, okay, yeah, I kind of get it. Ryan Pike, we did talk about the one-time rule already earlier. I'm sorry, I'm just going to go quickly. We'll talk about it today on AFR in more detail. But the short answer, Ryan, is that's basically already happening because the NCAA has been granting waivers to everybody. Apollo Balboa, Matt, I see the Eye of the Tiger logo seems to dominate LSU merch. Do you see Kelly ever changing that? No, I don't, because and it's a good point about DiNardo, but the biggest difference now, and look, Saban did too, if you remember. DiNardo had the big block LSU at midfield. Saban went to the Eye. But the Eye of the Tiger and the Go font that they use and all that sort of stuff, that's all licensed, so that's why they use it now. Like, that's why they've stopped using like the Sailor Mike. It's an unlicensed logo, so anybody could use it. So anyway, what did T-Bob watch during the plane? Some science fiction stuff. He slept and read a book. Was T-Bob difficult to raise as a child? First time generator fires up after an outage, you feel like every dollar is worth it. I know. I can hear it. Like, I can hear it running inside the house. I'm telling y'all, we lose. It's so validating, y'all, because we lose power in this neighborhood all the time, which is crazy, but we do. It's just one of those areas where we lose power all the time. So, yes, I'm very, very, very thrilled with what just happened. And the fact that I'm going to get to go clip that and like put it up as a real life living advertisement is freaking awesome. Kyle, Silvio, Matt, have heard some commentators say LSU football season is more about implementing Kelly's program versus having high expectations. What feeling are you getting from your time with the team? They feel like they're going to be good. I think every team always feels like they're going to be good. I mean, I remember talking to the receiver from Missouri. He's like, the games we lost were close games, where we had some self-inflicted wounds, or we could. I'm like, okay, but whatever. I guess more in particular, Mike Jones, talking to Jones and Ojulari, I think LSU's defense actually is going to be pretty good. I have to see the secondary because I don't know any. I don't know what Jarp Bernard Converse or Mekhi Gardner or Seven Banks or Brooks or Fouché. Like, I got to see it. Last year at this time, y'all, we were hyping up Bug Strong, #1 JUCO inside linebacker. Man, he's a thumper, big strong kid. Did nothing. Like, kid couldn't play. So let me see it right in the secondary. But I think the first two levels of the defense are going to be really good. LSU obviously has talent at receiver and at running back, but I don't know who's going to be the quarterback, and I don't know if the offensive line is going to be any good. So those are big questions. Hey, Brett Dagger, put in mine from Shoots back in 2019, had it February 21 for the Freeze and for Ida. Trivia, good morning. Donovan Peterson, let's see. Who has more catches this year for the Saints, Thomas, Kamara, or Landry? Take Kamara out because he's going to miss 6 games. I will say Thomas. Did you get a sense of who will be week 1 quarterback starter? No, Justin. I mean, everybody asked, and they're pretty evasive there. But one thing that was interesting was Brian Kelly talking about, like when he talked about quarterback, he talked about very much quarterback with a skill set of being mobile and moving the pocket, extending plays. Well, that's Nussmeier and Daniels. That's not Miles Brennan. So we'll see. Okay, y'all, I gotta bounce. Thanks so much for watching. Do me a favor, subscribe up to the Matt Moscoda YouTube channel if you haven't yet. Like, it's free. You just hit the red subscribe button so the videos come up in your feed. And then smash the like button if you would. Just take a quick second, hit the thumbs up. I'd appreciate it. Okay, LSU Daily will return today. AFR at 3. Terrio's in with us 4 to 6. So we're looking forward to a really good show. Y'all be safe in this weather, and we'll see you. Peace.